tofu. That's the subject for today. When we started our channel, one of our first hit recipes was our spicy braised tofu. Go check that video out. Tofu is a great source of clean protein, and as you get older and you kind of want to, take care of your health and want to eat less meat, tofu starts becoming a lot more appealing. So today, allow me to inspire you to get creative with tofu. First thing on the menu is potato tofu pancakes. Now, I know that is not a sexy name, but the taste will do it justice. 2 potatoes, each the size of your palm. Next, we'll use 1 full onion. Just chop it up into very small pieces. Then I'm using 2 Korean Cheongnyeong chili peppers. You can substitute this with 1 jalapeno. And 2 non-spicy red chili peppers. Then cut down the middle. I'm gonna take out the seeds. Good. And then I'm using 1 block of tofu. I'm gonna only use half. And next being, use a squeeze bag or a cheesecloth to get all the water out of this. I just looked in my cupboard and I'm actually out of a cheesecloth, so what to do? Maybe I'll just microwave this for 2 minutes to get most of the water out. All right, it's hot. We're gonna just break this and make sure we release all the moisture. All right, I think that's dry enough for me. We'll empty this out. And next thing, we're gonna basically take out all of the water from the potatoes as well. So put them in a mixer, put in a 1/2 cup of water. Take out another strainer and then run your mixture through there. Quick pat down to get any of the excess water out. Mix in to another mixing bowl. Don't throw this water away just yet. There's potato starch on the bottom. We're gonna just wait till that settles. Then the tofu that we squeezed all the water out of, in. And then we need to season just a little bit. So 3 good shakes of salt. 1, 2, 3. And then let's give this a nice thorough mix. All right, that looks good to me. Kind of looks like oatmeal or muesli. Onions and our chopped chili peppers. Drop in 1 egg. And this tastes really good if you add a handful of mozzarella cheese as well. Maybe a little bit more. After around 10 minutes, if you tilt this, you'll see that there's a lot of potato starch on the bottom of the bowl. Let's throw this water out and then scrape this potato starch. This should be around 1 tablespoon in. Mix everything together. And it looks like I didn't really squeeze the water out of the tofu well enough, so it's a little bit still too wet. You can spray a little bit of Korean pancake mix or regular flour. It's fine. Just add a few shakes. That was maybe 2 or 3 tablespoons. And mix it again. And now it's clumping better. I think this is good. Get a large non-stick frying pan out. Put in some oil, good amount of oil. Grab 1 spoonful. Smash it down a little bit and form it into a circle. I like these small pieces. The key thing is to not touch it. Let it crisp up. The first one always looks terrible, so don't get disheartened, alright? The second one, the frying pan is ready, these guys are ready, and it cooks up much better. And by the way guys, the onions are going to release water. So if you see that there's a lot of water left in your mixture, add a little bit more flour. And what I like about these pancakes, if you see on the bottom, it's crisping up right there. That's the cheese actually. Going to give it a nice golden brown. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, beautiful. Put a slightly bit more oil here, and let's add a few more. I want you to take a look, and you see this top, like I mentioned before, this is that cheese that's melted. Alright, very good. See a lot of them have that cheesy crust on it. Beautifully cooked. A little bit of ketchup, and a little bit of sriracha on the other. Give this a little whirl do. Bloop. And there you go. Yes, give it a quick dip, and bon appetit. It's light, airy, and it's just perfect side dish. A nice Robin to a Batman. Daniel, what about something a little bit less oily? Indeed, let me show you a very simple one using broccoli. Cut off all the florets. The ones that are very big, we can just cut these in half. Alright, then I have a tofu. This is firm. Cut that in half. And then we're going to make a very subtle but savory sauce. 1/2 tablespoon of soy sauce. 1 tablespoon of sesame oil. Teaspoon of minced garlic, and 1/2 teaspoon, not tablespoon, of salt. Then finally a touch of black sesame seeds. Today they finally find their value. All right, we're gonna pour. Gives this a nice mix. It's gonna smell very aromatic. Just give it a quick sample. Oh, very simply, we're gonna bring a pot of water, bring it up to boil. And as the water comes up to boil, just a few. I'm gonna put it into a little strainer. And technically you can eat this straight. Tofu doesn't need to be cooked, but if you boil it, it turns a little bit softer. So let's dip this in the jacuzzi for 1 minute. Just let it jiggle and let it burn off some belly fat. All right, that's 1 minute. Put it in a plate, just let it cool down. And same thing, we're an equal opportunity employer here. You get 1 minute too. Let's rinse this under cold water. And now they should have cooled completely down, but you can see there's still a good amount of water. We want to squeeze all the water out. So I bought a little squeeze bag and then squeeze. I want you to get your tofu piece. And my favorite thing to do in cooking, smushing tofu. Oh yeah, this is so much fun. Get your squeeze bag again and then squeeze. And we're squeezing all the water out because we don't want our dish to get soggy. It tastes no good when that residual water mixes with our marinade. Kind of like a company event, no one mingling. Then we introduce some booze into the mix and everything starts to mix very well. Y'all gotta socialize, come together, be one. All right, and there it is. If you already like tofu and you know the taste, I think this one you're gonna really like. Carries that flavor of soy sauce, sesame oil, and garlic just perfectly and lays it right on top of the broccoli. Also, this is very nice for people on a keto diet. Just make this and some nice, delicious beef on the side. Eat the two and just mwah. Oh, but Daniel, I need something a little bit more interesting, something more spicy in my life. Alright Kiki, I got you. Let's start off with 2 Cheongyang chili peppers or use 1 jalapeno pepper. In Korea, we usually say that the smaller chili peppers are a lot more potent. They got the Napoleon complex. Then the bigger red one, this one's just for show. Chop this up. Alright, and then use any local mushrooms that are cheap. I'm gonna do 3 shiitake mushrooms and 3 button mushrooms. Button mushrooms I like to quarter. And then shiitake mushrooms, I'm gonna cut into thin slices. Then half an onion. Oh, and don't you forget 4-arm piece of spring onion. And then another block of tofu. This is around 300 grams. This one I'm going to cut in half first. Thirds. And then let's cut it in half. I want 6 pieces like that. Don't have to follow this shape. Follow your heart. And then we're going to make a very spicy, smoky, plus savory sauce for Kiki. Start off with 1 tablespoon of gochujang. 3 tablespoons of Korean red chili pepper flakes. Gochugaru, that's 1. And 3. Then 4 tablespoons of soy sauce. That's 1. 4. 1 tablespoon of mirin or rice wine, or just skip this if you can't have it. 1 tablespoon of honey, 1 tablespoon of minced garlic, 1 teaspoon of sesame oil, and a few shakes of black pepper. We're gonna mix this baby up. Oh, it's thick. Take a sample. Woo! Kiki, do you love me? Pot on. Let's put our tofu pieces in. Then put all of your vegetables in, including the peppers, everything. Alright, and in the background, I was making some anchovy kelp broth. This is 1.5 cups. We need some good broth to boil this in and bring all the flavors and spice together. Then, yes, put in all of the sauce. Oh, yes. Don't save anything. We got tofu on the bottom, then we got shiitake mushrooms, hot sauce on top, and we're going to make it all go into the tofu. Put on a high heat. Alright, once it comes up to boil, we're going to reduce the heat to medium so it doesn't burn. Mix in that marinade a little bit. And we're going to let this broth reduce until it gets to about 1/3. If you want to throw in some pieces of shabu shabu beef, some thinly cut slices, beautiful. Perfect time. Alright, so it's been roughly 15-20 minutes. Oh wow, you can see that it's reduced to about 1/3. Alright, and just for Kiki, we're going to add some...
Who's Kiki?
For Katie, we're going to add in some udon noodles.
Kiki doesn't love you.
Excuse you.
I'm so sick of that song.
You know how good this udon is going to be with all this tofu and vegetables?
It's gonna be all the goodness from heaven.
That's right. The udon should take about 2 minutes to cook.
햄이나 다 됐나?
Alright, as you can see, that udon, it really soaked up almost all of the broth. There's not that much broth left, and this is exactly how we want to have this.
Wow!
There it is, guys, right here.
There's a big juicy one over here. I'm gonna break it. Oh!
Oh no, I'm telling you, it's so much flavor. Put it on some rice, put it right on top. Some mushroom. Oh, oh.
Yum, yum, yum. Full of flavor.
Get some of the udon. Ooh, look at that udon. Kiki, do you love
Turn
me?
sideways로 해야지.
Kiki, do you love me? This is so good. If you have tofu like this,